Hello, this is Jawabu Talk here for you. Thank you for your likes, comments, shares, and subscription. May God bless you. Today, we are going to focus on a very special topic, children with special needs. Children with special needs doesn't mean that they are not talented, smart, or capable, just that they have specific challenges that a normal child would not face. Do the children have rights? We will explore that and find out. There are four major types of special needs children. We have physical, we have developmental, we have behavioral or emotional, and we have sensory impaired. According to the Children's Act, Chapter 141 stipulates clearly the rights of every child. Now, today on set, we have a very wonderful family that is going to join us. Our guest today is a very special family, not only to us but also to Kenya, the world at large. They have a big heart for children with special needs. They are going to introduce themselves. Welcome to Jawabu Talk. Kindly introduce yourselves.
Thank you so much for having us. We're excited to be here and be a part of your ministry as well. My name is Daniel Jacobs, and I have with me my wife Salome and our daughter Hope. And we're very excited and thankful to be here today.
Awesome. Welcome on set. Now,
Thank you.
tell us briefly about yourselves, the journey you've had in life to be where you are, to have this big heart for children with special needs.
I came to Kenya the first time in 2005 on what I thought was a one-time, once-in-a-lifetime trip to experience what it was like to see children that were orphaned and abandoned. But God did something very special in my heart at that time, and I didn't know for sure what it was or what it entailed, but the journey has taken us to this point today. And that journey has taken us through working with orphaned and abandoned children, but sometime in 2013 or 14, God touched our hearts for special needs children. And I think that came through an incident that our family went through with having special needs in our family. And it really opened our eyes to the need and the lack of help for special needs children. So that's why Salome and I, about a year ago, started Hope for Family Incorporated, and that's in the United States, but we also started a trust here in Kenya called Hope for Family Kenya Trust, and that is specifically targeted at helping orphan and abandoned special needs children first and foremost. Secondly, we want to help families that have special needs children, help them be all they can be.
All right. You've talked about challenges and blessings. I'm looking at a family where they have a child or children with special needs, and they're feeling like it's not a blessing, it's a burden. Please tell us, you're talking about a blessing, not a challenge. How is that? How are you able to interpret it to being a blessing other than a problem or a challenge?
I think part of it starts in the mindset, because children, all children are a blessing. And
All children.
all children.
Awesome.
God does not make mistakes. And a special needs child is not a curse. It's not a mistake. It's not a punishment for something you or your family or your ancestors did. It's really a blessing from God to say, I know that you can care for this child, and I've given you an opportunity to care and love this child. And in return, you're going to get my blessings.
Awesome. Salome, now you can tell us, you're a mother of a child with special needs. How are you able to joyfully looking at that child as a blessing?
Thank you so much for giving me this chance. I'm so happy, and I feel like I'm so blessed, because all children are special needs. Even those who are not special needs, they are, because they have different needs. Like each children has their own different needs, and so ours is that's just small part, and we are so blessed because for our daughter, we love her so much because she has that spirit in her heart. She thinks she's just she's not special needs. She knows herself like other kids. So she knows, and we have faith in her that some of these days, maybe she might become one of the president in one of these countries. We never know. So we are so blessed. She's a blessing to us in a lot of ways. Yes.
Now, Salome, tell us, there's this mother who is out there struggling to accept a child with special needs. What did you tell that mother out there?
I would like to tell the mothers out there, if you have a special needs kid, that child is so special and a big blessing to you and your family. There's no child who is a curse in your family. So as a mothers, we need to rise up as the mother of the child. We need to stand with your kids in each and every situation so that he or she can have a light in her life. Maybe he or he can become a very special. Each child has a special things inside him or her, and they have a talent inside them. So don't just be frustrated and hide them in the house. Get the child out, and you know what he or she wants to become in future.
And you've seen some of these children becoming wonderful people in the society.
Yeah.
They have in movies, they're utilizing their talent in a big way to transform our attitude or our perception towards children with special needs. Dan, what about children who are taken to a school? They are not able to be integrated well because they have that challenge. What should you tell that parent or that teacher out there so that they're able to embrace these children like any other child? Salome has said every child is gifted differently. So how are we able to embrace these children with their differences and their challenges?
Sure. I think one thing we need to do is we need to make sure that we're focusing on the positive sides.
Okay.
We need to not be so concerned with the negative sides, but see what's positive and build on top of that. Every child learns differently, and children with special needs have some different challenges, but we need to identify those. And I think that being very involved with your child's life and their education is very helpful in a special needs case. And that's one of the reasons we've started this ministry here in Kenya, is to give parents those tools so they're not frustrated, so that they can see through it and see the blessing that it can be.
We've seen parents who lock up their children with those challenges. Some are even changed. What should you tell that parent out there?
I can see where it can be very frustrating, and especially if you feel like you're alone. But I would say reach out to your community, reach out to your church, reach out to people like Mrs. Wafula that have the knowledge, have the expertise, have the mechanisms to connect you with, to help you, because this does not need to be a burden. This child does not need to be hidden away. Everyone has gifts, talents, and abilities that they've been endowed by God, and we just need to find those and help those come out in those children. And I have seen many, many, many children thrive and blossom into something that you would have never thought possible, just because of intentional love and intentional caring for that child.
Intentional love, intentional care for such a child. Tell us more about your organization. There's a parent out there who wants to know who can they connect to, who can they be linked up with so that they can get help for themselves as a caregivers and also for these children.
Yeah, we're very excited. As I said, the ministry's fairly new, but we're going to be offering services such as physical therapy, occupational therapy, medical needs for children, specifically for orphan and abandoned children right now, because that is something that does not exist right now, and it's definitely a very significant need. But we will also be branching into outpatient services that will help families find the connections that they need, whether it's medical, whether it's therapies, whether it's education. We don't want to turn anyone away. We want to say, we can help you in some way. If we can't, we'll connect you with someone that can. And again, this is in the starting phases right now, but there's a lot of people out there that want to help, and they just haven't had the mechanism to help.
Okay, now, Dan, explain to us it's a very sensitive and touchy issue. Nowadays, when a mother is expectant, we go for ultrasound to detect whether a child has defects or the fetus has defects, and you can do what we call selective abortion. Please talk about that.
Selective abortion is really killing the child, and you're taking that child's life out of God's hands. God does not make mistakes. That child is going to be born exactly the way God wanted them to be. And I think that we're shortchanging the possibility of God's blessings. There are stories after stories after stories of children that were born with special needs and rose above that to do great things. And it doesn't mean that it has to be something great in human eyes, but great in God's eyes.
So you are for pro-life?
I am. I believe that every child is a gift from God, and we don't have the right to end that life. It's only God that should take it.
Salome, tell us now your journey with your child, your daughter, the specialist. Explain to us about your journey.
My journey with our daughter, it hasn't been that easy. But
And then she has what condition?
she has dyslexia and ADHD. Yeah, and it has been so easy. But if you put Christ in between you and your family, everything is easy. And we thank God because our daughter loves God and knows about God. That is a very important thing she knows in her life. And sometimes she just wants to preach to people. She wants people, and she knows how to love people. That is the special gift she has in her too. It hasn't been an easy journey, but we thank God the far we have come. It's because of God. And the way God is taking her, especially her, we just say it's God. So please don't be afraid that you have a special needs child, that you don't have this and this. Get out there. There are so many people who would like to help you. You will have a counseling that you can join Jawabu counseling online. They can help you how to counsel you and your family, and how to help you to connect with us. Then we can help even you and your special needs kid how to help that child to thrive. So please don't give up in anything, because we have never give up, because she's a gift from God. In so many ways, I was praying that God, please may you bless me with a child. God bless me with a daughter Hope. She's the only hope we have, the two of us. And we are so blessed, and she's so blessing to our family too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hope, what do you want to say? Tell us. Tell us your name, in which grade, and all that.
My name is Hope Jacobs Karitha. I am in grade 3. I love to help other children. It is the lost up. I want them to know they are the one and grow up to be a wonderful person of God. And
That's what you want to say. What is the best thing you like doing?
helping other person and children.
Helping. And any other gifting and talent you have? I think you like soccer.
I do.
Flips.
And flips. Awesome. You want to do one for us? Not now. Oh, that is good. You know, sometimes as when we are going through very difficult times and you have a child with special needs, you want to blame that child for your problems, because we realize that even taking them to an institution, even in Kenya right now, it's very expensive. And most of us, or most of the parents, are not able to afford their child being taken or being given special care, for that matter. What will you tell us, so that as a society we know there is hope, even if our pockets are also bleeding, as it is, of course, with the pandemic ongoing. Yes.
Well, I think that's one of the things that we want to bring to the Nakuru area is affordable care. I know that the families that I currently deal with, that's one of their concerns is the cost,
Yes.
but also having to go to 3 or 4 different areas, maybe even traveling to Nairobi or Eldoret to go far to find the therapies that they need for their child. And that's what we want to bring to Nakuru. We want to have everything on one campus so that when that person brings that child there, they'll be able to get all the answers that they need right then. We'll also do training with families about how to care for that special needs child. And we want to be a support for those families because that child is perfect right where they're at in that family. We don't want them institutionalized. We'll have an institution for orphan and abandoned ones, but we're going to be looking to people to come to adopt those babies.
Nice. People to come and adopt those babies. Is it easy to adopt a child with special needs?
It absolutely can be a huge blessing to a family. I don't want anyone to be afraid of that. It does sound scary. I mean, adoption to some people is scary in and of itself.
Yes.
But I'm here to tell you as an adoptive father and a father of biological children that there is absolutely no difference between the children. They're all the same.
You have a passion for children, Dave and Salome, and hope. You know, giving. You're a whole a family with that is all rounded. What makes you have such a positive perspective towards, those are challenges. Having a child who is maybe on wheelchair 24/7, or one is not able, totally incapacitated, they are not able to do anything for themselves. So what gives you that drive, that motivation to want to reach out to a child out there?
I think that, again, first of all, it's putting the right mindset on it, that it's not a curse and it's not a blessing. But don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean that every day is easy. And it doesn't mean that I don't get frustrated and angry and upset sometimes, especially when we're doing school, that it can be difficult. It's not to say that, a parent out there that, if you're having difficulties, there's something wrong with you. No, that's normal. And those are normal things to go through.
Okay.
But we never want to take out our frustrations on the child or direct our frustrations towards the child. It's not their fault. And, God gives us all purposes for life. And sometimes we think those purposes are great and grand, and we're going to lead the children out of Egypt to the promised land. But maybe what God called us to do was to care for that child for that child's lifetime, and that's what our calling was in this earth. And I look at that with hope that all the other things that I've done in my life, maybe I came to Kenya just for hope. And if that's it, that's enough.
Touching one life at a time. Awesome. Now, where we can find you, how we can find you, how we can get help.
Well, currently we're in the process of getting a facility.
Okay.
We don't have a facility yet, but we're close. By the end of the year, we're hoping. But in the meantime, we're available through our website, we're available through Facebook, and we're available via Twitter. And if anyone out there has questions or concerns or just wants to talk to us about special needs, we're very open to helping in any way that we can. Like I said, my philosophy is I don't tell people, well, we can't help you. I try to find an avenue to help them. Even if it's not something that I personally can do, we can facilitate with someone to get help.
We can facilitate. I'm looking at the issue with the government clearance, everything that needs to be in place. Everything is set with the government. Tell us about that.
We are registered in Kenya, so that's finished. So
Registered.
So we're allowed to do our ministry now in Kenya.
Okay.
We're in the process of getting the land, as I said. Then we'll have to start the process of certification. But we've been pre-certified already, so I think that process will go quickly, and then we can start doing our ministry full blown with bringing people and having a site to bring them to.
There's somebody out there, they are wondering, I want to support, I want to be part of this big vision you have. How can they be part of or partner with you in Kenya?
if you would love to, if you have a passion for orphan and abandoned special needs children or special needs children in general, we would love you to contact us and join with us in this journey. The way to get a hold of us is probably through our website, which is www.hopeforfamilies, plural, USA.org. And that has a link on there that can connect you via filling out a form that will let us have your contacts, and we'd be more glad. Or find us on Twitter or Facebook. Hope for Families is our page, and we're Daniel Salome on Facebook. Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Daniel Salome on Facebook. Just repeat the website. So that
The website,
somebody
yeah,
can
it's
clearly.
www.hopeforfamilies, all spelled out, lowercase letters, USA.org.
Awesome. We can support in many ways. We can be part of this great vision to help our children with special needs, so that we don't abandon them, so that we do not integrate them where they do not fit. They can find a home, they can find a place where they can find refuge, they can be given love and care. And for you as a caregiver, don't ignorantly sit back and let things roll. They are able even to train you on how to take good care of that child, because we know every child has a destiny, and God created each one of us regardless, in his own image. Now, tell us, the foods, sometimes we see that the children with special needs, they need special kind of diet. Maybe you can take a scenario or one case and explain to us.
That is critical, because whether a child has cerebral palsy, or maybe they're autistic, or they may have a neuromuscular disease, all those things affect their eating habits and even what they can eat, the textures, the thickness of it. So that is critical for the nutrition of the child, and it also affects their treatments and their therapies. So it's very critical to get a nutritionist on board and help you with that. We do have some of that information ourselves available that we can help people with. But our recommendation would be it's a more case-by-case study. But don't discount the fact that we cannot just give normal table food to every child. It might be just the consistency of it that is affecting them, or it might be the thickness or the texture. And especially children with autism or sensory issues, they won't eat because they can't. So if we can educate ourselves about what they can eat and what they can drink, it'll help immensely.
Okay. Now, you're talking about probably, God willing, you have set up the institution by the end of this year. There's a parent, maybe they really need urgent help right now. How can you reach out to that?
I would tell them to contact us, and like I said, even though we don't have our own facility right now, we do have resources of people that we're currently working with that we facilitate connecting you with those people, especially children that are in a crisis situation, and we'll see the way forward for them. Again, I would never turn away someone that had a question.
Great. You've been given a website. Please get in touch. You mother, you father, you can get help. It is readily available. Let's not sit back ignorantly and thinking that it's not possible. It is possible to find help. And Dan and Salome and Hope, they are ready to help us. Imagine, they are ready to help us here in Kenya. Nakuru specifically. We really thank God for that. Salome, kuna mzazi yako huko nje na pengine aja understand conversation yetu na English na angetaka mtoto wake asaidike. What will you tell that parent?
Asante, nimeshukuru sana. Ningependa kuambia wazazi wenye wako huko nje na wale ambao pia wanachukua jukumu ya kulea watoto wa special needs center, wa special needs, ningependa kuambia ya kwamba msishushike moyo. Huyo mtoto ni mwenye baraka katika hiyo familia, na huyo mtoto amekuja na baraka kubwa kutoka kwa Mungu. Sasa kama mnataka tuseme unaona kama huyo mtoto ni curse, hapana. Kwa akili yako inafaa ujue kwamba huyo mtoto ni baraka, ameleta baraka mahali ambapo uko. Sasa jambo ambalo ningependa kuambia kuwa mnaweza tutafuta penye tuko na tunaweza kuwasaidia jinsi ya kulea huyo mtoto mwenye ako na special needs. Tunaweza kuwasaidia jinsi ya kulea na jinsi ambavyo vile mtatafuta na mpate matibabu ya kusaidia huyo mtoto. Mwezi jo huyo mtoto ako na baraka gani? Kesho yake huyo mtoto anaweza kuwa mtu mkubwa na kuja awasaidie. Msione kama huyo mtoto ni curse kwa familia yako, hapana. Huyo mtoto ni baraka sana.
Baraka.
Yeah.
Tunataka mtupatie categories. Unajua watu wengi hawaelewangi special needs. Maybe most people don't understand the categories. I've just mentioned, but really that is really the basic of it. The people who want to understand, is my child a special child? I'm a special need. You know, people don't know. So maybe Dan, you can start, and then she can explain to us in Swahili.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, special needs takes over a very wide range of issues with children, all the way from physical needs, which is a child that maybe is missing arm, legs, or can't walk or something, developmentally challenged children that are slow in developing and maybe struggle to fully develop because something's happened. Then you have behavioral issues, and then you have some physical issues like cerebral palsy, something that maybe happened at birth. I hesitate throwing everyone into a special needs category because that in the past has had a very, very negative connotation, like that child is stamped that they'll never be able to finish school, they'll never be able to get a job. But special needs is such a wide range of issues with children. That's why we want to encourage people to, first of all, don't make it a end of life sentence for the child. It's more of, okay, we see this child has some special needs, let's find out what they need and let's help them be all that they can be. And I think that's what God gives us, the resources, the gifts and the talents and the abilities to help those children be all that they can be. And don't ever sell the child short, because God can do some miraculous things. I had a child that came to us that was blind and deaf. And I mean, we had tested and tested and tested, and he couldn't see and he couldn't hear. And about 6 months later, I'm calling to him from up above on a balcony, and he looks up at me. That's God. That's not medical science. That's God. So don't ever shortchange what God can do in your child's life. Continue to pray for them every day.
Tuelezee na Kiswahili ndio tuweze kuelewa hizo categories.
Sababu
Kuna mzazi ako huko, ako na mtoto na elewi. Kama huyo mtoto ni special needs, aelewi kuendelea aje.
Okay, asante. Ningependa explain in English kufafanua kuhusu special needs kids. Special needs kids ni mtoto anaweza kuwa na upungufu tofauti. Maybe ni ule mwenye ni mlemavu, amezaliwa kama ni mlemavu, maybe hana mkono moja, hawezi tembea, ama pengine ni ule amezaliwa na maybe unaona kama haelewi vitu zenye unafanya, unajaribu kufanya hivi haelewi. Ama pia ni ule mtoto mwenye unajaribu unataka uone mtoto wako hakui, ako tu vile alizaliwa. Hizo ni sehemu za special needs. Na kuna zingine tofauti, maybe mtoto wako anaweza kuwa ako na upungufu ya kutokuongea ama kutoona. Hizo ni special needs. Sasa tungependa kuwahimiza ya kwamba msishike moyo. Kuna mahali mtu anaweza kuwasaidia. Unaweza kuja kwetu na tukusaidie jinsi ya kuweza kuisha huyo mtoto wa special needs na akawe mtoto ambaye ni kama watoto wengine. Kwa sababu tunaona pia hao watoto, kuna mahali pengine wazazi wanaficha watoto wao kwa nyumba, hawataki hata waone jua, watoke nje. Hapana, huyo mtoto anafaa atoke nje, ajulikane hako, mama pia usaidiwe. Maybe kesho huyo mtoto ndiye atakuja akujengee ama afanye akulinde wewe mama. Sasa usione huyo mtoto ati ako na upungufu fulani na unamficha. wakutoe nje, hata pia majirani wajue ya kuwa mahali hapo kwa hiyo nyumba kuna mtoto special needs, lakini hiyo special needs ni mtoto mwenye ako na example nzuri. So mjitokeze na mjaribu kututafuta, muangalie kwa website yetu, muone Facebook page yetu. Pia kama mkitukosa, maybe umejaribu kuangalia huwezi, unaweza jaribu Jawabu Counseling, watakudirect kwetu na tutaona vile jinsi tutakusaidia.
Yes, that is good. Yani vile jinsi mnaweza wasaidia. We want to wrap up the discussion. It's really been quite involving, and we'll continue with this series on children with special needs. We'll have guests we'll be bringing on board so that we're able to understand, and especially with this week being the week awareness and the week of special needs children awareness week. We want to really get into the details about this matter so that we're able to help our children out there, so that they don't become a burden or a curse. Some of us call them a curse. In the African context, they used to be thrown out in the bush out there. We don't want to be in that situation. We want to love everybody because every child has a right. Like, you can comment, you can share, you can subscribe. We really appreciate it. May God bless you even as we continue taking care of children with special needs. God bless you.